Onodera is better than Chitoge. And dang it, she should have won. Why? Why did she have to lose and be with someone else that we have no idea about? Shizuka is an annoying person, period. She seemed like she wasn't even raised well. In fact, if you look at her, she was mostly raised in the States. I've lived in the States for like most of my life, and if you know anything about people here, they're very egotistical and very hard to deal with. Not very humble at all. And she's probably not with her parents most of the time because she travels, her parents travels everywhere. So she wasn't really raised properly. By the end of the show where she won, sure, she is blushing, typical shy girl stuff, but her base personality is just a hard person to deal with. When things goes wrong, she hits our boy. Some of the hits just be hitting really hard, even if it's not like really intentional or she doesn't actually mean to harm him. She yells constantly like she has some anger issue, like calm down. At the end of the day, you're gonna go anyways, relax. If you pay attention to a teenage boy's personality compared to a girl's personality, boys don't cry. You know what they do? They lash out. They speak full bravado. They want to hurt another boy usually. They started roasting, gaslighting, doing all that stuff. That's why sports is so popular for guys, and working out is really important for dudes. For the girls side, they tend to look within themselves. That's why they last longer in life. They have a much higher life expectancy. They don't really fall into addictions. They tend to get dyslexia, but with Chitoge, nah. She just lashes out, yelling at our boy, yelling at everyone. I don't know about you guys, but when a person lays hands on another person, that screams domestic abuse. To her defense, she isn't the type to be abusive, to be hurtful. She's just not. You can see through the show she's trying to work with him. She understands his situations. She's thinking about him. She's really empathetic. There's a lot of moments where she can show her girly side to herself, but normally she's just be arguing about nonsense like quiet down. I like it where it's more peaceful, quiet, not many sounds except for nature. I know everyone loves the typical hot blonde girl look. She is also the main character, and she's more fun to be around with than Onodera, but I like my peace. I don't like my emotions going all over the place, up and down. She comes from like a mafia family, so cops are gonna be involved. It's just a headache to be with her, even if she changes. Onodera is super quiet. She's super easygoing. Wherever he's happy with, she's happy with. If he decides to just sit there, be quiet, she will be there by his side, happy. Can you imagine Chitoge doing that even for like 10 minutes? Onodera actually acts like a girl. She talks about her flaws like a young adult girl. How she doesn't want to confess to our boy, but she really likes him. Gets all shy when she talks with him. She wears certain outfits and she thought about those outfits, how it would look in front of him. She cares about him and shows in a way that's very direct but soft. Plus, that outfit be making me acting all up. You know what they say? The shy ones are usually the freakiest. She can probably do the Glock Glock better than any of the girls in Nisekoi. But besides my hormones, if you had to choose a person to be around with, to be a friend with, or in this case for him, to be in a relationship with, even with my experience having friends, at the end of the day, we all want an easygoing person to be around with. It doesn't matter how much money that person has. It doesn't matter how much accomplishment that person has. If they are really difficult to be around with, the relationship is not gonna last because they're not gonna compromise and they won't shush their mouth. We all want an easygoing person to be around that's gonna be quiet and not cause emotional problems. But I like a normal, humble life, not full of chaos. Chitoge brings all of that. Even if she changes after the confession, she's super shy, easygoing. Her family tie is already a pain to deal with. And you could literally just see in the show how they're stalking them. Onodera owns a food store. She didn't travel to America. She doesn't come from a super wealthy family. She doesn't have many connections. What trouble is there besides maybe some dude trying to steal a cake from their shop? He also makes good food so he can lead the family. They can take care of their kids, live a good, quiet, humble life. And our boy is pretty rich, so they can travel if they want to. It's just a much better environment to raise your kids in. I know everyone wants to feel hard, wants to feel strong, wants to feel like a gangster, especially for dudes. But listen to me, as someone who went to a public high school in the States where kids brought guns to school, the N-word was getting tossed around constantly. Kids were getting into fights weekly. Don't glorify that life. Life is meant to be lived. Chitoge and his family is literally promoting that thug life, while with Onodera, it's just peaceful with not much health issues down the line and trauma. Now, she can always just change, but you have to meet a person where they're at. Shizuka doesn't seem like the type to be just wanting to sit at one place and take care of a kid. She wants to travel like her family members. She wants to do this, do that. It's just a headache. And with those actions that she's gonna take, it's not gonna be a good time for our boy. Onodera, by all metrics, is just better. And I want Shizuka to win in the end. People don't realize this, but I like the ending. Nisekoi did a great job with the ending. Onodera Onodera is just a better waifu. She is one of the best, the dream girl. If I was Raku, I wouldn't care about some dumb, stupid, childish lock, some stupid dream that you had. He's gonna go to college soon, or he's gonna do something else, build his life. Don't do something so stupid. Don't pick a partner that's gonna be probably with the rest of your life to be annoying to you. He should have just picked Onodera for the sake of his future kids, his mental health and physical health. Onodera is better than Chitoge. She deserves better.